Hi! Do you like reading? Me too! My name's Rachel and this is my reading room. Come on in! Today, we're reading a wonderful story, and it's called Wolf Girl by Jo Loring Fisher. She's the author and the illustrator. Do you want to read about it? Good. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you always know when a new story is posted. Wolf Girl by Jo Loring Fisher. Sophy watched the city from her window. Cars weaved and wound in endless spirals and twists, just like her worried tummy. The city was as gloomy and gray as she felt. But inside was her den. Sophy was always happiest there. She would put on her wolf suit and imagine she was fierce like a wolf, fast like a wolf, strong like a wolf, and maybe a little brave like a wolf. Sophy loved her wolf costume so much that she wished she could wear it to school. So one day she did. Sophy knew that everyone would like her and want to be her friend when they saw her special wolf suit. In the playground that day, Sophy plucked up the courage to talk to the other children. But her words got stuck in her throat, and her head and her tummy felt funny. The other children whispered behind her back and laughed. Sophy ran back home and curled into a little ball. She hugged herself as hot, salty tears streamed down her cheeks. Then an extraordinary thing happened. Sophy felt an icy breeze on her face, and she began to shake all over. And suddenly, Sophy wasn't alone anymore. She had been joined by a wolf and her pup. And that wasn't all, because all around her were the silent, snowy woods she knew from her books. Sophy ran and rolled with the pup. She pranced and howled just like a wolf. A huge smile spread across her face. She had made friends. But the wolves suddenly became still. Snow was starting to fall thick and fast. Feeling the biting wind, Sophy and the wolves headed for the woods. Deeper and deeper they went, becoming colder and more exhausted until at last they found a cave. They crouched together, trying to get warm as a snowstorm roared outside. But Sophy realized the roaring sound wasn't just coming from outside the cave. It was inside too. She looked up and saw an absolutely enormous bear. Sophy was terrified, but deep inside she felt a tingle and knew she had to be fierce, strong, fast, and most importantly, brave like a wolf. "Leave us alone, bear!" The bear ran from the cave and out into the stormy night. Sophy smiled. She felt brave, and it felt wonderful. The wolves howled their praise and licked and nuzzled her face. But as a gust of snowy wind whistled through the cave, Sophy realized the bear was cold and lonely outside. Maybe he had just been looking for a place to shelter like them. He didn't look so big and scary anymore. Sophy knew what she must do. As Sophy walked outside, she realized that sometimes being kind was the bravest thing of all. As they all huddled together, Sophy realized that she felt quite different. She had friends, and she liked that feeling very much. An owl hooted softly outside, and Sophy fell fast asleep. Sophy opened her eyes and realized she was back in her den and alone once more. Had it all been a dream? She wondered sadly. But then she remembered that the feeling of bravery and warmth and realized it was still inside her. She carried that feeling with her into school. She held on to it when someone asked her to join in, and this time her words didn't get stuck in her throat, and she replied in her quiet way, "Yes, please." Sophy carried her brave feeling inside all day, and later on, Sophy spotted an owlish little boy, the one whom no one ever noticed. They shared a shy smile, and Sophy knew she had made a friend. Wow, I love this story. Sometimes we really are connected with animals, and it's really important to notice people that might be lonely. Well, if you like this story, please be sure to like and follow along. Bye!